This is Be Seen, Be Heard with Jade. Jade Seabury grew up imagining seeing her name in lights on Broadway one day, so she went to the best performing arts schools in Queens, New York, where she was born and raised. When she decided to expand her horizons and go off to college at the University of Hartford, a new path was set for her. She wanted to get her master's in public relations and come back to be an amazing entertainment publicist. Jade returned to NYC after college and became a partner in a PR firm for 8 years and then started Diverse Tunes. Co-founded with her childhood friend in 2018, this educational foundation became her passion, and the tagline Be Seen, Be Heard was the start of a new web series that tells people of color stories that could empower everyone.
Hi, I'm Jade. This is Be Seen and Be Heard with Jade. So, for those of you who don't know, I'm Jade Seabury, and I just wanted to give you a little look inside my life. So, I'm going to have a few people that I consider very close, near and dear to me, my mentees, and they're going to give you an inside look of me before Diverse Tunes, inside my PR company. They used to intern for me, and a little look about me as Jade Seabury. So I'm going to have Ariane, Samantha, and Rebecca to show you who I am and what I'm all about. Hi, this is Be Seen and Be Heard with Jade, and I'm here with Ariane. And so we're going to have a little chat so you can get to know a little bit more about me and the people in my life. Ariane, we met about, let's say, 8 years ago now.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and so Arian used to work for me at my PR firm. Seems like forever ago now, but it hasn't. So was I like a horrible boss? You can tell people the truth. It's okay.
Yeah, she was the absolute worst. Like, you know her. Never smiled. Like, can't take a joke.
Hence why we're so close. And she's like family. So she knows that if she needed anything, like I would come running.
Oh, totally.
And yes, and her wedding was so gorgeous. Like she needed to be on the cover of Brides magazine. Like that's how stunning her wedding was. I think I took like about 1,300 photos that day because everybody calls me paparazzi. I take a million photos everywhere I go. Hence why I'm not in a lot of photos because I'm the one sitting there taking photos. Like I like to capture memories. Like that's just my thing. I love to take photos and capture memories. I think at my godson's christening, I probably took maybe 2,100 photos that day. I'm just like a photo freak. Like I grew up with like my father taking a million photos of everything. So I take a million photos. I got my first camera at 8. It's just like ingrained in me to like take photos.
And you have a nice camera.
Yeah, I have a DSLR. So people ask me to come to events to take photos because they know I take amazing photos. I took more photos at my cousin's wedding in Barbados than the photographer did. And then he didn't like the photos that the photographer took. So then he asked for my photos after. So I was like, well, wait, are you going to pay me? Like, I took amazing photos. Like, are you going to pay me? Like, you paid him almost $2,000. Like, are you going to pay me? So, like, wait a minute. But no, I gave it to him. But still, like, that's a problem. But yeah, her wedding was magnificent. I was very honored to be invited, and then I went all the way out to Connecticut because I was like, there's no way I can miss this. Like, if you invite me to your wedding, like I will be there. Like that's just, I feel like it's very honored. Like I love weddings, and I'm like, I'm a hopeless romantic, and I will be there.
Oh my God! Of course, you guys were invited. Like,
yes,
not even a thought.
Yes, I was like so honored. I loved your wedding. Your wedding was magnificent. One of the most amazing weddings I've ever been to. What's like your one takeaway, like with interning?
I think like it was just like learning like kind of how to have like more of like a backbone and like stay like true to myself. It's okay to like voice your like opinion in a positive way, but like what you taught me is like you kind of have to say how you feel and like share like your thoughts, and like when you're around people who like love you and care about you, then your thoughts are valued.
Most people that intern start off very timid, but then when you get around me, you're like, okay, you gotta knock that out, especially in PR, because PR, especially, you know, the crazy clients we had to deal with.
Oh my
it's like
God.
you have to just get over that real quick because in PR, you get run over real quick. If you
Yeah.
don't just stand your ground and learn how to speak up for yourself, roll with the punches. But when it comes to something that you really care about or somebody's not treating you right, because I think we had an incident that summer. We're not going to say who the rapper was, but he was very, how do I put this in a nice way? He came out of pocket. And we were like, no, you're not going to treat Ariane like that. She might just be an intern, but once you work for us, like, that's family. And you're not, I don't care how young she is, not going to just boss her around and think like you're running stuff. She works for us. She doesn't work for you. You tell us what you have to say, and then we'll get it done. But yeah, I think he got real out of pocket that day. I was just like, oh no. That is not gonna fly. You are not gonna talk to her any kind of way. I was like, whatever you have to say, and if you're upset about something, then you bring it to us. You don't just go off the handle at her, because that is not gonna fly. I was pissed. I was like, Ariane, go downstairs for a minute so I could talk to him, because this is not gonna be pretty real quick.
You're just such like a strong like woman. And I think like watching you, I was able to like learn. I was like so young, and like you're already like owning a business, like running the world. You gotta like stand your ground.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, now let's talk about how fabulous you are. And because you didn't want to do PR, I mean, I know you didn't want to be a teacher like you are now, but what did you originally want to do?
I did actually want to do like PR, like, and when I was in school, like I was studying public relations. I was like really into it. Like I was like an intern. Like I loved the idea of like working with clients and like helping create like the media list and like getting their information out there. But then like, you know, like after college, I started working a little bit, and then like I just realized like, oh,
Totally switched.
like I switched. Like I've always wanted to work with kids. It took me a while to like realize what my true passion was. And then I made the switch.
That's so you. I feel like that was like the perfect switch for you. Like I was like, I can so see that. I was like, I can so see that, because I feel like PR is like so cutthroat, and that's like so not you. Like I was like, I love you as a teacher. I was like, when you said that, I was like, oh my God, that's like the perfect thing for you.
After like college, like when I was like working, and then when I was like telling my boss at the time, like I'm quitting and I'm going to like school to become a teacher, she was like, yes.
Right? It was perfect.
So nervous to like quit, but then she was like, no, like I see that for you. Oh, okay, good.
So with the whole COVID-19 and the pandemic and everything like that, it's going to be so strange. When it first hit and you were still getting the news reports and everything, like how were the kids, like how were their reactions?
Like they're so little, a lot of them like didn't know what was going on, but then a lot of them like kind of knew because they had like older siblings, or like their parents kind of like told them, and they'd be like, ooh, there's a virus, coronavirus, and no one really knew. I feel like I didn't even really know. The seriousness wasn't being portrayed like accurate. So I didn't even know what to think. But I think the kids were okay. Like some of the older kids were like a little bit nervous. Like so I'm a first grade teacher, but I also work with middle schoolers. And the middle schoolers knew what was going on, and they were kind of nervous.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's nervous, I feel like. And then it was so much misinformation at first, and like just older people. And then it was like a lot going on.
So much going on. Like I haven't seen my grandma since probably like February.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I'm not going to go and
risk it. Yeah. How do you feel about this whole debate with going back to school, like with this whole debate with the White House and Congress and parents, and then now with schools making like parents choose and check off a box with should it just be virtual or should it be half and half?
I just feel like it's a lot of the people who are making the big decisions are not people who've like ever been inside a classroom. It's one thing to like say like all this, but like unless like you're like on like the front line there, like you don't really know like what it's like to be inside of a classroom. And in like New York City, when you have 32 kids in your class, there's just no way you can socially distance.
That's what I was thinking. And then how do you feel? Because I know like all the teachers that I know in my life, they were saying we stock the classrooms half the time with our own money, and then who's going to pay for all of the sanitizers and the napkins and the wet wipes? We don't think that it's going to be fully stocked the way it needs to be stocked.
That's so true. And like in like New York City, like Ryan, like my husband, he'd be like, why are you buying this? I'm like, I have to for my classroom. Like no one else is going to buy it. And it would be stuff like for towels, like even like crayons, colored pencils, because now the kids, they can't share. So it's going to be more stuff that like the schools like can't afford to buy. That's gonna, you don't have to buy it as a teacher, but you want school to be a positive place. I think it's going to be a mess. But then on the other hand, like I would love to go back to school, of course, but if it's not safe, I don't know.
Yeah.
So many like unanswered questions, and it's so scary. Like online, like in like the school. So now I'm working in the suburbs, but when I was working in Brooklyn, like all of our classrooms, they're railroad classrooms. So like all the classrooms are connected like to each other. So like with the joint like hallway. So on the news, like they're saying like if a kid has or someone has COVID in your class, then it's only one, then the classroom would be in quarantine. But video, there's a lot of these railroad classrooms that are all so like it's just things like that I don't think they're really addressing.
Yeah.
There's no filtration systems, there's no air conditioning. You know, the buildings are like 150 years old. So I don't know how they're gonna do it.
And do you think that they're sanitizing the air vent?
I don't think there are air vents in the schools, to be totally honest with you.
Really?
I don't think so. Like I'm joking about this like with like my friends. I'm like, air vents? Like, what's that? I don't think they exist. Like,
oh, wow.
I don't think any of that's there. I mean, they have like heaters, but like that's it. Buildings are so old. My colleague, she had been complaining for years, and it was disgusting. On one wall of the whole school building, like the classroom like started to like bubble, like the walls.
Yeah.
We don't know if it was like asbestos or bacteria, mold. And so like they just like put some tape over it because there's nothing we can do about it.
It's just the unknown part of it.
The unknown is just makes me so anxious.
Yeah, I'm anxious for you. That's like crazy.
And then I just like think of the kids, like if we are going back, it'd be so sad. Like I'm going to be wearing my mask. Don't touch me.
Yeah, and then you have to keep them at arm's distance where it's like your little first grade is still little and they want to greet you and they want to, you know, they want that human contact. So that's rough. I feel like with little kids, you have to like almost like section everything off so that they know like certain boundaries, because I don't know how else you would keep a little kid at a distance.
Maybe like tape on the floor.
Yeah, I think the tape.
Yeah, like a bubble. I don't know.
Yeah, and treat it like a game.
Yeah, and I don't know if they'll be able to like open like playgrounds or anything either.
Yeah, in another country, they said, oh, we're going to have like recess, but we're going to have it limited. But I was like, they're still out there playing double dutch. I was like, so how is that distance? I don't understand.
I don't know. They're all going to need like a hula hoop or something.
Right? Like, what are you doing? It was really bizarre to me. I was so confused.
I was like making a joke to my colleagues. Like, I think I want to wear like scrubs to work.
I would want you to wear a hazmat suit. Don't you hear me? You better wear a painter's suit. You better get you the Home Depot one, get you the 6-pack, wear you the full suit, and then take it off at the end of the day. Don't play with me. Kids are dirty. You don't know what's going on up in their house. Don't play with me, Ariane. You don't know what just happened up in their house. And I don't need those kids infecting you. Mm-mm.
Thank you.
You don't know what happened.
You're like school board. Like I'm gonna bring.
Look, I will go talk to them. Just for you. Don't play with me. I will be right up in there and be like, I don't need Ariane infected. I don't need no kids infecting these teachers. Okay. Nope. Don't play with me. Not with my Ariane. Nope. No, sorry, Bob. Nope. But I saw you were making cards for your classroom.
Yeah. So like my plan is to like kind of like what you said, like make it like a game. Like, ooh, like how long can you keep on your mask? Like if you
that's nice.
You get a sticker.
Like, that's cool.
like, oh, if you wash your hands and like keep your distance, you can get like another sticker. Like,
Oh, that's good.
I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm gonna need to make one for myself too. Like,
Yes,
you know,
yes, you do. So that's good. So if they fill up the whole sticker board, or if they get like the whole sticker row, then they get like a prize.
yeah. Then I give them a prize. Like, well, I don't know what the prize is gonna be. Like in the past, like prizes, like I have like a treasure box filled with like
Yeah, I was gonna say they should pick out one out the box. Oh no, they can't pick out a box. That's
I
that's unsanitary.
go to like Five Below or something and get like,
Yeah, I was gonna say wrap it, have it already wrapped, and then you just pick out the box for them.
maybe I'd like wrap it in like a goodie bag or something. So it's already
Yeah, so it's sanitized for them. Okay, that's good. That's a nice game. I like that because then they look forward to like looking at how many stickers they have, and then you can make it into a big poster board.
yeah,
And then they can see, oh, I have more stickers than Allie, and I have more stickers than Jack.
totally. And then
It makes
also,
it like a cool competition too.
yeah, and I mean, and if they don't get stickers, then it's something that I could like tell their parents about too. It's like your kid like is
It's
taking
not
off.
doing good.
Yeah, like that's gonna be tricky too. It's like what happens if like the kids keep taking their mask off? Like what do I
Then
like?
do you send them to the principal?
I don't know. I don't know if they're allowed to leave the room.
Oh gosh. Well, look,
Like,
if they not being sanitary, then no, they have to send them somewhere.
I don't know. I guess that's what.
No, Arian, they have to go. They cannot be infecting people. You don't know what happened at home. Did I not just tell you? Did we not just talk about this?
No, no, I know. No, I know.
No.
I just don't know where I'm gonna send them.
I don't know. They have to have a designated infected children not following rules classroom or something.
Or that like they just get sent home.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Like,
But
oh,
what if nobody's home? What if they're an essential worker child or something?
it's gonna be a mess. This is just gonna be a disaster.
They have to send them to the auditorium for somebody to talk to them about why it's important.
To wear the
You know,
mask.
like they have to watch a video or something like
I know.
about why this is important and why you need to follow the rules. They need to have a mask, a cheese, a block of cheese with a mask, and breaking it down to them why this is important. Like like a cartoon. I don't know.
Yeah, no, you're right. Like they do need like
Yeah, they need you know how we had the red dog, telling us about fire safety.
Clifford.
Yeah, Clifford. We had Clifford. I was thinking Clifford in my head, but I was like, was that the same dog? No. We had McGruff, the fire dog. Yeah, McGruff, the fire dog. They need a COVID dog. They need a dog or a mouse or somebody.
Yeah,
Telling them, a cartoon telling them about COVID.
this is like $1 million idea.
I know. Look, I'm telling you.
This is great.
I have ideas all day long. I mean, they need a cartoon telling them about COVID.
Yeah, in like a kid-friendly way.
Kid-friendly, yeah, because I'm telling you, this is not going to be good because these kids are not going to get that. They have to wear a mask all day.
They're not, because I know they're
cool, because I don't even want to wear the mask. It makes me feel suffocated with my asthma. That's why I haven't gone outside.
What are the kids with asthma gonna do?
I don't know, because it makes me feel suffocated. That's why even when I'm going out for the first time this weekend, I'm gonna be with people I know in a car, and those people that I'm with have been quarantined themselves.
Okay, good.
I'm not just going to some random party or something. I'm just gonna drive. I'm gonna go get some food, and then I'm coming back. I'm not staying out for a long period of time.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have asthma,
yeah.
Extra.
That's why I've been in all of this time, because I was like, okay, I have underlying conditions, and I was waiting to see if phase 4 did really good. So now that we did the phase 4, I was waiting to see if it went okay in New York, because New York has been, so bad. But so now that our numbers are pretty good now I'm like, okay, I can go out after 21 weeks.
I'm like knocking on wood.
Yeah, exactly.
We have been like pretty good. I feel like so. like to be in New York and not like in a state that doesn't believe in COVID.
Exactly. That believes it's a hoax. Please.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Because people do believe it's a hoax, which is
Yeah. It's like I've had friends that have lost people. So, it's like it's crazy. And people that believe it's a hoax, I'm sure that they have 3 degrees of separation too. I'm sure that they know people that have lost people and they still refuse to believe that it's for real. Like, I don't understand that. It's ridiculous.
My like aunt, she lives like down south. My like great aunt actually lives down south. And like she called up my grandma, like this was a couple months ago, and was like yelling at her because my grandma wasn't going to church. And my grandma's like, I can't go to church. Like,
exactly.
And then my aunt,
like, do you not know what's going on?
Yeah, like COVID isn't real. Like, it's a sin. Like, you're not going to church. And like my poor like little grandma was like, I can't go to church. Like, they closed the church. Like, I was like, oh my God, like Grammy, like,
like, it's okay, Grammy. You're doing the right thing.
Yeah, you're okay.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God, poor Granny. She's doing the right thing. And your aunt tried to shame her.
Stay away from people. Oh my God.
So crazy. But it was so great talking to you.
Oh my God, I feel
I love you.
You asked me to do this. Like, so special.
Of course. I love you.
I love you so much. It was so good seeing your face.
Yes, we just have to talk more because you're off, enjoying married life and everything. But you have to call me more because I feel neglected sometimes. But it's okay. It's okay. You're out there teaching the little ones, teaching the next generation. So it's okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I love you. Tell hubby I said hi.
Well, I will. Bye.
Okay, I love you. Mwah. Hi, this is Be Seen and Be Heard with Jade. And today I have my lovely Samantha, who's like family to me.
Hi, everybody. I'm so happy to be here. I love Jade.
She used to intern for me at my PR firm. So, Samantha, was I like a horrible boss /
No, honestly, when I first met Jade, she just gave me the vibe she was about her business. Like, she was getting things done. She had a million emails going. She's on the phone. She was like Cordelia's like magic woman. Like, she made things happen. And I'm not going to lie. Like, when I first met Jade, I was a bit intimidated because I was like, oh my gosh, it was my first PR internship. Like, I had never really worked in New York City. So I was just hoping I was doing everything right. And I can honestly say Jade was the best at just getting me into the world of PR. She helped confirm that I love marketing and doing projects and just the different facets of public relations and seeing how hard Jade hustled and how Cordelia just would talk about Jade was something that I'm like, I need to get on this girl's level. And she had, her MBA. She was just a role model. And I can honestly say that she's more than just a businesswoman. She's just a great person. She's someone who, whenever I need her, she's there. She picks up. She answers every text, any favor, whether it's last minute. Jade is always going to be there. So she's both my mentor and my big sister. And it's crazy that even to this day, we're still as close as we were back then when I was interning. You're wonderful.
Oh, I love you. Okay. So for those of you who don't know, so Cordelia is my business partner in my PR firm. Samantha, she left me. She went to California, but I went out there. I went to her graduation because I was like, you're not graduating without me. I was like, I have to be there to see you walk across the stage. I was like, because you up and left me and then went all the way to California for grad school. So I was like, I cannot miss this for anything. She's like my little mini me. I love her.
I can honestly say that Jade is going to make a great mother because she's very nurturing. She's the voice of reason. She gives great advice. She'll tell you what she genuinely thinks and not just what she thinks you want to hear. A lot of people say that they're a mentor, but Jade, you embody a mentor. I honestly think you're passionate about your mentees. You're always sending me career opportunities and just things you know are a great fit for me. You know my interests, you know my passion, and you always have me in mind. And I think you were just born to be like a mentor because it's like you're the best mentor I've had, honestly.
Aw. Well, I always try to look out for you because you're going to go far in life. And so anything I can do to help and try to guide you in the right direction, that's what I'm going to do. It's been 6 years since you interned for me. So
2013, 7 years.
Oh, wow. Yeah, 7
Mhm.
years. So
Yeah.
anything I can do to get you on the right direction, that's what I'm here for. So you were in LA, graduated, rocking it out, and,
Mhm.
living the life. And
Mhm.
then this whole pandemic hit, and then it was just like, messing up
Yeah.
the whole program.
You want to know what's so crazy? Like before the pandemic, I was gearing up to move back to the East Coast and everything was pretty much wrapping up in LA. I had a contract position, my lease was up. So I was already on my way back. And what's crazy is I said to myself, I felt like something was going to happen, maybe like some natural disaster. Like I'm just a very intuitive person. And I told my mom, I'm like, I don't know why I get this vibe that like something's going to happen. And at the time, I didn't even know about the virus. And this was February. And then it seemed like not too long after I moved back in March, we were on lockdown. And like you just said, I'm still in this transitional phase of trying to adjust to being back on the East Coast. I had all these plans for coming back to this area. And clearly those were put to a screeching halt because of the virus. And honestly, though, I'm always like trying to be optimistic and see what's the good in all this. And during this time, I read like 4 books, just tried to hone into who I am, rediscover who I am. I'm wearing my natural hair. I don't wear makeup anymore. Just really getting to know me, working on some projects that I want to speak about, but I can't speak about right now. And just getting back to the essence of who I am and what really matters, which I think is family and good health. And, I'm trying to just work out. That's what I do to get out of the house is just work out, go for walks. Because I don't do too much socializing. So I think the pandemic has been hard for all of us. It has taken an effect on me mentally because I'm like, we don't know when it's going to end. We don't know if we'll ever get back to normal. But I just think it's helped me just perfect, my passions and the things that I'm truly, truly interested in.
Prior to California, your undergrad, you went to a HBCU, correct?
Mm-hmm. I went to Spelman College.
And so HBCUs have been in like a huge decline, even pre-COVID-19. And then now even more so because they've been financially hit because of the pandemic. What are your thoughts on that?
I truly value my HBCU experience. I think that before going to Spelman, I've always been aware of my identity and my race as a Black woman, but I think Spelman, it gave me a sense of pride that I never had before. Definitely instilled in me a lot of great values that I've taken into my personal and professional life. And I think that HBCUs are very important. They're just important in so many different ways. Seeing people who look like you that are doing amazing things and having those mentors. I hate what's happened to even just the students because I hear about how people at Spelman won't even be able to physically be on campus this year. And I can't imagine how my college experience would have been if I wasn't physically there and if I wasn't around those people and if, we didn't have funding and things like that. So whatever I can personally do to, help not only my HBCU, but HBCUs in general, I'm trying to do some research and get involved with that as well.
That'd be great. Yeah. Let me know if Diverse Tunes can do anything or, we can host a panel or anything. That'd be, because we're all about diversity. So if anything, if we can maybe do a online fundraiser or anything, that'd be cool. I'll be down. Yeah. When Jeff Bezos' ex-wife, Kinsey Scott, she donated the largest ever donations. HBCUs, Howard got $40 million, their largest donation ever. I thought that was so cool.
Mm-hmm.
The largest gift they've ever received. I thought that was so inspirational of her to do. And there was a lot of mixed conversations about that. And should he match her? What do you think about that? Just the fact that she's giving back so much of her settlement money from the divorce and things like that.
Yeah, I was shocked. I was stunned. You always hear about HBCUs that are struggling due to lack of proper funding and donors and things like that. And just to see that, especially coming from a woman, did go to an all-woman institution. And so that was inspiring and it was beautiful. And I think that when you have money and when you're blessed in that way, you should give back. And I think that it was great to see those other schools be so happy. And the alum that I know, they were super, super excited about that donation. And so it would be great if her husband could match that too. That would be wonderful, and pick some more schools. That would be great.
I mean, I doubt that. I doubt he's going to do that because, I mean, I feel like he would have done it a long time ago. I mean, even when he got the backlash over the workers, the Amazon workers getting sick at the fulfillment center from COVID-19 at the beginning of the pandemic. And it took him so long and they were out striking and things like that and begging for him to give money to the workers and stuff like that. So, I mean, I just don't think that's in him. But, I just don't think he's built that way. But I mean, I just said that was so amazing of her. That just shows like what kind of character she has and things like that. So, I'm just so happy about that.
Me too.
So I can't wait to see like all of the different projects that you have in store that it's on the hush right now that we're not going to talk about in public. But I'm very excited for you.
Very soon.
So tell us more about like the great things that you gathered from like the internship that you take into real life, take into further, because I always tell everybody like internships are key. Like we've been talking about that throughout like all of our interviews and stuff like that. And with like our professionals, I've been saying that internships are key. I was like, that's what I always ingrain in my mentees. I tell them, even when they leave me, I tell them to go to other interns, get other internships because it's so important to like build character and throughout their life and stuff like that.
Yeah, like I said, that internship that I did with you at Cordelia Donovan's PR firm, that was my first time getting into PR. And so for me, it set the tone for, all my other PR jobs that I've had since then. You guys gave me valuable experience and it was so diverse. Like I went from doing projects with artists to doing stuff for law firm, and we were constantly on the go. It was like we had a different office every day. And I was only used to that routine. Every day is the same type of work setting. So I think that being in New York City and being in that hustle and bustle was different every day. I think that helped me be very flexible, think quick on my feet. I think that it was creative. So it allowed me, the opportunity to think about social media campaigns and to think about cute hashtags. And you taught me about, Hootsuite, Yammer. Like this was my first time using any of that stuff back then. So it was very, very, very much so helpful. And even just on a personal level, because like how we still have this mentor-mentee relationship, I think that's important in a person's career is relationships. And so, I know the value of that. And I know that when I'm in a position to be a mentor to somebody, I'll be having the tools to do so.
Oh yeah, you had a good summer. I forgot. You worked on the TV show. You did have a really good summer. I keep forgetting because I know year from year, every intern is different and they work on different projects that we have and different clients. Yeah, you did have a really good summer. You worked on a lot of big things. You had a really popping summer. You did a lot. Yeah, you did more than the average intern that we had because we had a lot of big clients that summer.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. You got the liquor client that summer. You got 2 rappers. You got actually you got 5 rappers because we had worked on the whole cast of that TV show. So yeah.
And then the movie that you guys were doing, I worked on that.
Oh yes, and the movie. Oh wow. Yeah, you were golden. You were living it up that summer. You have probably had one of the best internship summers, hands down, than most of our interns ever.
Yep, I loved it. So thank you guys.
especially because you wanted to do entertainment PR. So you probably had one of the best summers ever. Because most of the interns that we had ended up doing PR, like they were communication majors, but didn't want to go into entertainment PR. It wasn't really like fulfilling them. You know what I mean?
Okay.
They were like, oh, they were excited because they got to be around all of these celebrities that we represented, but it was a cool internship for what it was because they got to be around all these celebrities and stuff, but it didn't mean as much to them because that's not what they wanted to do for the rest of their life.
Yeah, well, I loved it.
I'm sure you did. Yeah, now I remember, and I'm like, she got to work on a lot of cool projects that summer.
Even the little events I would just go to with you, you know, that were just on the side.
Because I made sure that you got out into the city and networked because I was like, what are you doing? You're in college. You're supposed to network and you're supposed to meet and make as many contacts as possible.
I really grew up with that internship. Yep.
Yes.
It was definitely like a learning experience all the way around. So
yes, for sure. Do you have anything else to add about me and about to our listeners and people who want to know more about me and who I am?
I'll give them some fun facts about you.
Oh, okay.
You are a huge television TV buff. You probably know every show that is currently on, are a TV lover. And I thought I was a TV lover. Like, Jade is into her TV shows, and I love that about her. You're also just like a pop culture kind of, you know what's hot, you know what's happening, you know a lot of just other industries that I'm not aware of, and you're a foodie. So I like so many things about you.
I think I love pop culture so much, even more so because I did my thesis on reality TV, so it's in me.
I think that you are multifaceted. Like, I think you can do anything you set your mind to because you just have that type of personality. Like, you're a quick learner. When you want something, you're going to study it and know the ins and outs of it. You're just a great role model for anybody, not just a person who wants to get into entertainment, but any type of PR, marketing, and communications. I think that they could learn a lot from you.
Aw, I love you.
Love you too.
I wish I could hug you. You know.
I know. Virtual hugs.
Yes, virtual hugs. Okay, I love you.
Love you too. Stay safe.
Yes, stay safe. Tell the family I said hi.
I will. You tell your mom we said hi.
I will. Okay.
All right.
Next time.
Bye-bye.
Hi, we're back with Be Seen and Be Heard with Jade. And today we have the amazing Rebecca. She's very near and dear to my heart. My old mentee. She used to intern for my PR firm. Hi, Rebecca. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on, Jade. I'm so happy to be here.
Yes, I'm so excited. So you interned for me for about, 6 years ago?
Yeah. So it was the summer right after my freshman year of college, and I've been out of college for, 2 years. So like 5 years ago. It was just for a summer, but it was so impactful to help me figure out what I wanted to do since I was so young. And I was just kind of in New York on a whim, really, and it worked out. And it was just one of the best summers ever.
I'm really excited that you did that and you came all the way from Seattle, and I was just like, oh my gosh, being in the big New York City, and it was like you and Annette, and we called you guys the twins.
I know. Yep.
It was just like, it seems so long ago now. Time is just moving so fast.
Me and Danette, yeah. And I'm pretty sure I was like the only intern that wasn't doing something in New York. So you and Cordelia really helped me just get to know New York, in addition to the field of public relations and just the world of media, which was such a dream. I really miss New York and miss you guys.
And that summer, we were working on a television show. So you actually got to work on a lot of different things.
Yeah.
You got to do like castings. You got to do like after parties. We were representing the television show. We were representing the actors. We were representing the rappers of the television show. Well, television reality show, I want to say it was. Right. I think we were representing a liquor brand at that point too.
My Sister's Keeper also.
Yes, we were working on the New York Times stage play. So Yeah, that summer was action packed. So you got to work on a lot of different dynamics of the industry.
And what was really cool was focusing on my writing. Like what I ended up deciding I wanted to do was focus more on writing. And I think you guys sensed that. And so you had me working a lot more on writing projects and editing projects and doing press releases. And I mean, I remember the first time I ever called the editor at Time Out New York to promote the TV show. And I was like starstruck when I finally got through to him because that's like my ideal job, you know, or at least at the time it was. So that was really special. I'm not so much in public relations, but I have a lot of the same skills that I use now for what I'm doing. And I always have it in my back pocket. Someone's like, oh, we need to do a marketing campaign. And I'm like, okay, I got you. I totally know what to do. Let's get the MailChimp going. Let's get our tweet deck all set up. All those skills will always kind of stay with me.
Yeah, because once you said that you wanted to go into publishing, we're like, oh, okay, because you always should try to, with any intern, you should always try to focus in on what they want to do career-wise. You should try to hit that mark with what they want to do in life. So we're like, oh, writing? Okay, cool. We can give you press releases all day long. That's what you want to do. Like, we can give you that all day long, especially with what we were doing with the play, and we had tons of marketing materials to give you to write for, and then we had the reality show, so we had all of those press releases we need to get out every week about the cast members and about the show premiere date and everything like that. So that was really great that we just gave you all of that to write for.
I think you guys made me a better writer, so I'm super grateful. And you guys instilled, I think, a lot of the confidence in me that I could go on to do publishing. And it's amazing. You guys were always working, right? And I'm used to the West Coast vibe, but you guys are such hard workers, constantly picking up the phone, calling people, making things happen. And so that was just also really amazing to see and to kind of take back to the West Coast with me.
Tell everybody about your amazing magazine and what you're doing now.
So I went back to Seattle where I was in school after the internship and became really involved with the student newspaper, which it's really more like a small town's newspaper because I went to the University of Washington, which is a giant school, like 33,000 undergraduates. I went on to become the opinion editor there and then the editor-in-chief, and it was a really amazing experience. I got a lot of leadership skills, and when I graduated, because I'd been so busy, I was like, what am I going to do now? I need to fill my time. And so I created this magazine called All Female Menu. So this is the 3rd edition here, and each one so far has featured 10 female identifying writers and artists. And my idea was really to just uplift young women, non-binary, femme-aligning people. I really just wanted to create this environment for people to publish their work because it's really hard when you're getting started and you don't know, where do I submit my work? Who's going to like this? I'm not an experienced poet or an experienced writer. And so I really wanted to kind of create this space for young women to feel empowered and to publish their work. So it really all started from this first collage. This is the original collage that I made. And from there, now we have that collage on magnets and on stickers. And we sell them online. We sell them at Zine Fest. It's been a wild ride. I just registered it as an LLC officially. So I'm now a small business owner. It's been really great. I'm curating currently for the first ever online edition of it. So I'm really looking forward to that. all_female_menu on Instagram and just all female menu on Twitter. So follow us. We're allfemalemenu.com and you can reach us at allfemalemenu@gmail.com if you have any questions, if you want to get involved and collaborate. We're always looking for more people to get involved. We need designers, we need writers, illustrators, people that are good at web design, people that want to maybe take over and help with social media. If you want to get involved, please. We're always looking for more people to help out.
Tell everybody a little bit about your work with the campaigns and registering people to vote and things like that, because we're less than 90 days out from the elections.
I also, after I graduated, became pretty involved with this organization called Headcount. They're based in New York, actually, in Midtown. And they're a great organization that's nonpartisan, nonprofit. All they want to do is encourage people to vote. And what's also really cool is they are connected to the music scene. So they go to concerts, they go to festivals, and they're right there. They're the first people you see when you walk in the venue's door or the festival's gates. And what's great about it is we'll get some people that come up and say, well, I'm a Republican. Are you going to register me to vote still? And I say, yeah, we just want you to get out there, get out, share your voice. And that's really the organization's message. I've done that. That's been something that's been really important. You can always go register to vote at headcount.org. You can also check your voter registration there. You can re-register to vote by mail, which I highly recommend with COVID. We just don't know what that's going to look like. And also done some partisan, non-affiliated with Headcount political work, doing work for the Democratic Party in various ways, for Bernie Sanders' campaign, for some smaller campaigns here in the LA area. It's not the only work I think we need to be doing. I've also been pretty involved with Black Lives Matter here in LA and in Seattle when I lived there. But I do think it's a huge part of it, right? We got to get out. We got to vote, and we got to get people excited about it. I'm so passionate about empowering young women. And the way to also do that is to say, hey, share your voice at the polls. Voter suppression is real. We all know that. We've seen that in Georgia. We've seen that in New York. If you register to vote by mail, then there's no reason you can't.
Does Headcount tell you what to do when you go to the polls? Like, let's say, because this happened last year with my aunt and my cousin, they've been voting for years, and my aunt's been voting for decades. But then they go to the polls, and then they get there, and then they say that their name is not in the computer.
That happens all the time, and it's awful, and it's illegal, right? But it happens. So my partner, my boyfriend Phil, that actually happened to him, and he is my partner in crime with registering voters. We always go to these shows together. And what I recommend is going online right now, checking to see if you're registered. Also, you can demand, if that does happen, you can demand a provisional ballot, which gets counted only if there's a runoff at the end, but it still does count, right? So if there's a really tight race between two senators or between presidents or something, or presidential candidates, they will count for provisional ballot at the end.
What my aunt and my cousin had to do, they got offline, they called the district office, and then they said, look, they're saying inside that our names are not in the computer, and we know that that's not true. We're registered Democrats. We've been voting for years. Our name has to be there. So
Right.
they typed in the computer. They said, look, we have you guys registered. Go back in and, hand the phone. So they didn't go to the same lady. They went to the man that was sitting next to her, and he entered it in the computer, and the names came up. So the woman said, look, we enter everything in by numbers. So it's not my fault. I didn't do anything. She was like, everything is in the computer. So what I did, and then him doing it 5 minutes later, she was like, maybe at the district when you called, something happened and they did something on their end. I can't control what's in the computer. They entered it in the computer, and then it was there 5 minutes later after they called the district. But then they got their ballots and they voted. But
Right.
I don't like that everything is on tablets now. It's only been like that maybe the last 2 years. Everything else was paper format before. And then now that we're in a COVID pandemic, you're not going to tell me that you're going to give me a tablet and then I'm going to touch a screen.
No.
So are you gonna now hand sanitize or Clorox wipe everything down? Because the last I checked, you can't get Clorox wipes. So
No,
I'm trying to figure out how you're gonna sanitize everything. I say go back to the paper and then give everybody the little mini pencils that you did back in grade school when you did the Scantron test. And then just have us all sign the paper and then dispose of the pencils and then recycle them.
I agree with you. I think if everyone could just vote by mail, this wouldn't be an issue. Fine in New York and in California and all these progressive, hubs. But in a lot of the middle of the country, the South, you have a lot of challenges where you have to have a reason to vote by mail. If you're not chronically ill or kind of immobile, then they don't let you do that. I do think that there's going to be a lot of work to be done in the next 90 days, getting people to register to vote by mail if possible, and if not, trying to contact the places where you can't register to vote by mail and saying, okay, like calling people, do you have hand sanitizer? Do you have wipes? Do you have masks and measures in place to be safe when you go vote? People should not feel like their health is at risk to go exercise their right to vote. That's insane.
Exactly.
So I totally agree. And there's actually Headcount's doing a lot of really cool work right now. There's this new campaign they're doing called United We Vote. And we're partnering with a lot of nonprofit organizations and trying to get them to blast voter registration on their websites and in their email blasts and on their social media. So like different organizations that already do kind of civic action work, but don't do voter registration. The voting's wild. Everyone needs to register by mail, please.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because I definitely already registered by mail because I was like, it's the second wave you have to worry about us in New York. And yeah, we were the worst, but our second wave never happened yet.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't come with all of the college students coming back and all the people that are like away for the summer, all working from their summer homes. I'm scared about the people that are like in the Hamptons partying right now. I'm happy to be on Zoom as long as it means I'm not going to catch COVID.
I wasn't in a rush because I'm like, no, I have underlying conditions. My safety is my number one priority. I don't want to be in a vent in a hospital somewhere. It's not that deep. I don't have to be outside that much. You guys are like in lockdown now because it's really bad there, right?
It's really bad. They could be doing more. They haven't really put us in full-on lockdown, although we're being pretty good. And actually, Phil and I have gotten tested for COVID 3 times just to be safe because we were going to some of the protests here. And we're negative all times, which is good. And it felt really like comfortable. You know, you do a drive-through here, which I think is really lucky. We're lucky to have cars and stuff. So you go in your car, you drive through, they either do the nose swab or the
I heard it's really bad.
It's crazy. It's a really crazy feeling. The nose one, it's wild. But you know, I feel like it's good because I'm scared about being, you know, they talk about people being like inadvertent carriers. I don't want to be one of those and give it to someone. So I'd rather just get the confirmed negative and be able to feel like I can, you know, maybe go see my mom or something. Although she won't hug me, which is totally, I get it. We're like seeing her in her backyard, you know, just seeing each other from a distance. Which and I'd rather be safe. I have a friend that's originally from South Korea. And she's actually another zinester. She's amazing. I'm gonna like plug her stuff just because I love it so much. Her zine is called Cory Angry. And it's about being a Korean immigrant and like the racism and kind of xenophobia she encounters. And it's like super feminist, awesome. It's like a comic, and she's an artist. She creates a little claymation character of herself. And like doing this character doing different things, and super cool. Find her at Cory Angry on anything. But so she had to travel to Korea for some family reasons, and she said that she felt so safe there because they do a test right when you get off the plane. They put you in quarantine for 2 weeks, and then they test you like every few days while you're in quarantine. If we could just do that, we'd be good. What's interesting, so like I don't think I've fully talked about what I'm doing at my master's program, so I'll talk about that a little bit.
Talk about that.
It's kind of a good segue because we're teaching online completely and we're taking classes completely online. And so I'm getting my master's in English literature, so like writing critically about literature. And I'm teaching college freshmen how to do basically composition and writing, rhetoric. And it's just fascinating to be like really having these conversations. Like, how do we teach people how to learn and also keep them safe? I have like students who are going to be in like Singapore, China, I think in the Middle East. So there's people all over the world, right, that are like trying to learn and take classes and think about this. And while I really wish that they could all come back, it's like I'm glad that they're going to be safe.
Isn't it crazy how though they had to kick people out that were, you know, studying abroad? They just like told them they had to leave.
I know. No, it's really messed up. I mean, so I think that they ended up figuring out for people that already had student visas and were already living here, they could stay. But my students that are, you know, they're all freshmen, so they haven't come here yet. Most other countries are safer than the US right now. So why would they leave the like safe country to come here?
Yeah. Because my student that was interning for me with Diverse Tunes, he was already studying here for what, 2 months when the pandemic hit. They told him to go. So his school just basically told him like he had to go.
And it's not even just that, right? Because like if I was like, let's say I was a college freshman in Seattle, only freshmen lived in the dorms. So I would have been fine if I was like living in a house off campus or living in an apartment off campus. But in the dorms, they had to close them, which really made a lot of students vulnerable. I had some students who one of the classes I was teaching in the spring was the writing portion of a gender studies class. And
Yeah.
cool. It was gender and pop culture. So we read things like Handmaid's Tale, and we actually got to study some Beyonce, which was pretty fun.
Ooh.
Some Beyonce music videos and had them do some analysis of that. But these are students that, you know, are studying these really radical things that their parents who maybe are more conservative wouldn't be super comfortable with. And I think it was kind of scary for some freshmen. So you're being like kicked out of your new living situation. Like you're going to go home with like purple hair and an eyebrow piercing. Like,
Wow, yeah.
I just feel like it would be really challenging when you're like just becoming an adult to all of a sudden
Yeah.
and live at home. So I really feel for them. And I feel really lucky that I have a living situation here in LA and I'm not far from campus. And I'm just glad that I didn't move closer because at this point I'm not leaving my apartment ever. I feel for everyone right now. And just, I hope that, you know, in the next 6 months, like we'll do fall online. And I'm pretty excited. I just got a lead teaching fellow position. So I'm kind of the point person for the new teaching fellows because we have people that are brand new that are teaching for the very first time ever online, which is wild. I just took like a online certification class and hopefully I'll be able to walk other people through the pedagogical strategy to teaching through a screen.
Well, I hope like the first time teachers are like very professional about it and they do it the right way because it's rough for the students because it's just a lot.
What's nice is that I think like there's a lot more opportunity for one-on-one meetings now. I think something I've really enjoyed through the online interaction is like students can shoot me an email and say, hey, I really don't understand this topic. And I'll just say, oh, like, are you available for a Zoom meeting in 30 minutes? And we can like really go over it. And what I'm hoping to take from this is a lot of these things that we do. Now I'm so used to Zooming with my students. When we finally go back to in-person instruction, I think I'll take some of those strategies and still feel comfortable saying, hey,
implementing them, yeah.
Like I'm available to video chat or talk briefly on the phone if you need something cleared up. Or, I mean, don't get me wrong, it also gives students the opportunity to take advantage of a professor's time a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say that you still have to be kind of structured in it. So, yes, because they will get real loose with that and be like, oh, she'll be willing to talk anytime, day or night.
It's definitely going to be a process, like learning to define those boundaries. But no, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. And I think the first year teachers are like so excited about just getting the opportunity to teach. They're just nervous. I went out, got a whole new wardrobe to teach because I really wanted to be taken seriously. And while some of the, you know, older male professors can wear like jeans and a t-shirt and get away with it, like, I have like 10 blazers that I could choose from.
That's amazing because they're going to be looking at you 10 times harder.
Totally.
I know. The woman on the block and they're going to critique you as such.
You know, I'm actually kind of looking forward to it in a weird way. Like, I just got to be positive about it at this point. Like, there's nothing we can do. So why not lean into it and really use it as an opportunity to kind of learn new strategies and teach people. I know that you had to cancel a lot of the Diverse Tunes events with COVID.
Yeah.
Like, what is that looking like for the end of summer and the fall?
We're strictly all virtual. So we've just been doing all of the virtual lives and things like that. So we just did one yesterday because we have a partnership with SVA.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, so we just did one for the SVA students yesterday.
Cool.
And then we have 2 more for September. And then we have another partnership, a new partnership with another college.
Oh, that's great.
And then, so it's just strictly all virtual because, we don't think we're going to have live events anytime soon, maybe till next summer. So, but virtual is working out pretty good for us. We're excited.
What I really like about these virtual webinars and stuff I've been able to go to is like, you can, if you're just on the other side, like you can be in your pajamas, right? Like you can tune in whenever. It kind of like brings down the barrier, I feel like, for the audience member.
So do you have anything else to tell everybody? Because, I'm so very proud of you. I need everybody to know what you're up to.
I think, I've had a few publications. That's been kind of cool.
Yeah.
I've been publishing some of my creative writing. So that's been really exciting. I didn't ever kind of consider myself a creative writer and started submitting writing on a whim, and it's been going great. So I think at this point, I've published in close to 10 publications.
That many?
Yeah. So online. So I have one is called Cobra Mag. That's forthcoming. Teen Belle magazine is forthcoming. Variant Literature just published. I have it's a print publication actually that I just got today. It's an anthology of all of these essays, poems, prose pieces that were published elsewhere first. There's been a bit of a call out culture in the literary community. So all of the magazines that have been called out for kind of being abusive or problematic, this anthology really took that opportunity to give these works a second home. I've also done some academic publications. So just got one essay in a rhetoric journal and a little essay that I co-wrote with a professor in a book about actually the academics' experience with COVID. So things are good. It's just, just kind of
publish something together.
Let's do it. I would love that.
Do a study together. I haven't done a study since college, but we should do something together.
I'm just really grateful that you gave me the opportunity to come on here and share with your community stuff. And I'm constantly telling people how lucky I feel to have you as a mentor. If only I could actually come visit you. But
I know, right? It's okay. I'll be out. Like I said, we have plans for next year for my birthday. We have plans.
Well, I think that I've kind of shared everything. Is there anything else you wanna ask?
I want you to put back up your magazine one more time for everybody. So tell everybody where they can get it from.
Yes. So you can order All Female Menu from allfemalemenu.com. There is a shop currently up on the newly updated site. Also, if you are a writer and you identify as a woman, we always want your writing. And if you're an artist too, there will be calls for art in the future. So here is our business card. Hopefully I run into you all at a zine fest or some type of publication fest. And yes, check out allfemalemenu.com, all female menu on Twitter, and all_female_menu on Instagram.
Thank you, Rebecca. I love you.
I love you too. Miss you. Mwah.